Ever watch a movie and just think, wow, how did they do that?
Right.
Really do it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we're diving deep today into something fascinating, kind of hush-hush, actually. It's about how tech is, well, rewriting the rules of making movies. Everywhere from Hollywood blockbusters to, Bollywood hits and beyond.
Exactly. It's like this quiet revolution happening just off camera.
Hmm.
A really powerful force that's subtly shaping, the look and sound of the stories we love.
We're talking about AI, right?
Yeah.
Artificial intelligence.
Yep, AI. And its role in making movies is getting bigger, but people aren't exactly shouting about it from the rooftops.
It really does feel like the industry's worst kept secret, doesn't it? You see these amazing effects or actors looking decades younger and you just marvel at it.
Right.
But underneath, there are these complex algorithms working away, adjusting lighting, fixing sound, even changing actors' ages. But you never hear about that in the making of featurettes.
No, you don't.
It almost feels like admitting you used AI is, I don't know, like admitting you cheated.
Yeah.
Takes away the magic.
Well, there's definitely this reluctance. It's interesting. Reminds me a bit of early digital music,
How so?
For a while, saying you use computers to, clean up a recording felt like admitting the musicians weren't talented enough on their own.
Oh, okay.
Now, it's just standard practice.
No.
Part of the process. With AI in film, maybe that desire to keep the human genius idea pure is even stronger.
And that's exactly what we want to unpack today. We're doing a deep dive into all the surprising ways AI is already being used, why it's also secretive, and, what this means for the movies we'll be watching down the line.
Yeah, our mission here is to cut through the buzzwords, maybe some of the anxieties too, and give you a clearer picture of how AI is actually impacting filmmaking right now. We've looked at the reports, the tech, the chatter.
Okay, so this secret AI thing,
Yeah.
how widespread is it really? Because honestly, I still picture filmmakers, sweating over every detail, pouring their hearts out.
Oh, that human passion is absolutely still central, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But the AI layer, it's becoming undeniable. Some recent reporting really highlighted how deep this quiet experimentation goes in the big studios.
They're not putting it on the posters then.
Definitely not.
Yeah.
But it's there, across the board, really. Different stages of making a film.
Okay, give me some examples. Where is this AI hiding?
All right, think about setting the mood. AI can subtly tweak lighting in post-production, maybe create a more nuanced feel that you could easily do manually, potentially opens up new artistic avenues,
Okay, subtle lighting changes.
or sound.
Yeah.
AI can clean up dialogue, even in noisy scenes, make it clearer, or help build more complex soundscapes faster. Less grunt work for the sound team.
Makes sense.
But it's not just the small stuff. Think about de-aging actors. That's huge now.
Right, like Tom Cruise in the latest Mission Impossible.
Exactly. That was incredibly sophisticated AI work.
Yeah.
Made him look convincingly younger for those flashback scenes.
And you barely notice it's an effect. It just feels real.
That's the goal, isn't it? Seamlessness. Now, shift gears. Think about India. Bollywood, Tollywood, Mollywood.
Yeah.
They're using AI quite differently in some ways. It's becoming a massive help in creating really dazzling visuals, those big spectacle moments, but without the absolutely astronomical budgets you might expect.
Ah, so it's making high-end effects more accessible.
Pretty much. Especially helpful when budgets are tighter. But audience expectations for visual flair are still really high.
That's fascinating. Different drivers in different places. Hollywood polishing and de-aging. India making big visuals more achievable.
It's a really key point. But then you get this weird reaction from audiences sometimes. Remember that whole Ghiblification trend?
Oh yeah, where AI tried to mimic the Studio Ghibli animation style. People lost their minds online.
Exactly. There's this real backlash. Like AI was somehow tainting something pure, not authentic art.
But hang on, aren't loads of people using AI filters on their selfies every single day? Smoothing skin, changing features?
Precisely. It's a funny contradiction, isn't it? We're fine with AI touching up our own photos, making us look better.
Yeah.
But when it touches something we see as capital A art, like cinema,
Yeah.
suddenly there's resistance. It's like loving the smoothie, but hating the blender analogy someone used.
Yeah, I like that. Okay, so maybe this nervousness about AI isn't totally new. You said cinema's always been about illusion, right?
Absolutely. Filmmaking from day one has been about trickery, making you believe something impossible. Think about old school matte paintings.
Right, creating whole cities or landscapes that weren't really there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Long before CGI. Special effects have always been about faking it, essentially. CGI itself faced skepticism at first. Looked fake, people said. It'll replace practical effects.
And the whole film versus digital camera debate, that was heated.
Oh, definitely. Huge anxieties about losing the look of real film. People swore digital was inferior.
I know.
Now, even directors famous for shooting on film, like Christopher Nolan, rely heavily on digital tools for editing and post-production.
Yeah.
He loves celluloid, shoots on it, but the finishing is all digital.
So the tech gets absorbed eventually.
Usually, yes. It finds its place in the toolkit. The fear with AI, though, seems a bit different. It feels less about the visual trick itself and more about, well, replacing the humans, the writers, actors, directors.
That makes sense. The idea of an algorithm writing a script that feels fundamentally different than just cleaning up an image.
It does. But we need to be clear about what AI is actually doing right now. It's not the director. It's not the visionary. Think of it more like a super smart, super efficient intern.
An intern.
Yeah, handling the laborious stuff, the grunt work,
Yeah.
freeing up the human creatives to focus on the bigger picture, the artistry. No algorithm is writing The Godfather anytime soon.
Okay.
Someone made a good analogy. AI is maybe more like the boom mic operator. Essential for getting the sound right? Absolutely. Directing the actors? No.
Right. Okay. That helps picture it. So let's break it down. Where is this super intern showing up? Scriptwriting first.
Yeah, scriptwriting is interesting. AI tools, things like ChatGPT and similar models, they're being used for things like brainstorming ideas, maybe getting past writer's block, polishing dialogue, even drafting simple scenes sometimes. But there are concerns. Chris Kaiser, a prominent screenwriter, voiced worries about AI devaluing writers.
I can imagine if an AI can churn out pages.
But here's the thing. The quality isn't there for truly original, nuanced work. An AI can string words together, sure. But can it capture the spark, the subtext, the sheer unexpected genius of something like, say, Pulp Fiction?
Probably not.
Not yet, anyway.
Yeah.
It lacks that deep human understanding. Though, interestingly, in India, for some of the faster-paced masala films, there's talk of AI speeding up script generation to meet tight deadlines. And you've got outfits like Sarvam AI developing models specifically for Indian languages, trying to get that cultural nuance right in AI-generated scripts.
Tailoring the AI. That's smart. Okay, what about before filming starts? Pre-production. That seems like chaos usually.
Total chaos. And AI is actually a huge help there, organizationally.
Yeah.
Tools like ShotGrid use AI to manage all the digital files, track tasks across departments, keep everyone synced up. It tames the beast a bit.
Okay. Logistics.
And storyboarding, too.
Yeah.
AI can now take rough sketches, like really rough, and turn them into more polished storyboards. Huge for indie filmmakers, maybe short on time or cash.
Visualizing scenes faster.
Exactly. There was even funding news about a company, Chihu, doing real-time 3D animation tools. Lets directors play around with scenes very early on.
So managing data, visualizing, streamlining the setup. What about when they actually yell action on set?
On set, too, yeah. Some cool stuff, like ARI Stellar. It's an app that uses AI to let the cinematographer adjust LED lights remotely. More control, more precision, less running around.
Nifty.
And systems like RT Motion Latitude use machine learning to help with focus pulling and zoom control, keeping things sharp even when everything's moving.
Autofocus on steroids.
Kind of, and even power. EcoFlow showed off AI-powered batteries at CES in Vegas earlier this year. They optimized power usage for remote shoots. Apparently, they were giving out free coffee at their demo, too.
Free coffee and smart batteries. The future is caffeinated. Okay, camera stop rolling. Post-production. That feels like prime AI territory.
Oh, absolutely. Post is where AI is making massive inroads. Editing software, like in video, uses AI for tedious stuff, text-to-speech for quick voiceovers, suggesting transitions, automatically cropping for different formats like social media.
Saves editors time on the repetitive bits.
Loads of time. Then color grading. Tools like Color Lab AI analyze footage and suggest color palettes. Helps get a consistent look faster, though the colorist still makes the final calls.
It's like a suggestion engine for colors.
Pretty much.
Very much.
And tech like Pixatube uses AI to blend live action and digital effects together in real time. You can see closer to the final result much earlier. Big deal for VFX-heavy films.
Wow. And music.
Yep, even music.
Yeah.
Especially for indie films, maybe. AI can compose original scores based on prompts, like having a composer on call who doesn't need breaks or, have artistic tantrums.
A budget-friendly, non-temperamental composer. Okay, so editing, color, music, visual effects must be huge too.
Massive. VFX has always been tech-driven. AI just accelerates it. Think rotoscoping, painstakingly tracing objects frame by frame.
Ugh, sounds awful.
It is. Tools like Silhouette FX use AI to automate a lot of that now. Huge time saver. Then there's facial recognition tech, helping blend real actors with CG characters seamlessly.
Making the unreal look real.
Exactly. But it gets controversial. Remember the buzz around the 2025 awards season? Films like Emilia Perez and The Brutalist reportedly used AI from a company called Respeecher to alter actors' voices.
Alter voices, how?
Like maybe making them sound younger or mimicking another actor's voice entirely with permission, or even creating a voice. It definitely sparked some intense debates about authenticity and performance.
Yeah, that feels like crossing a line for some people, changing the actual performance.
It raises big questions for sure. The industry is still figuring out the ethics there. But AI isn't just making the movie, is it? It's also deciding what movie you watch next.
Ah, the recommendation algorithms.
Right.
Netflix.
Exactly. That's all AI. Analyzing everything you watch, like, don't like, pause on, to guess what you'll want next. It's why your homepage is totally different from mine.
Creepy, but also kind of useful.
And in India, they're using similar AI to push regional films to the right audiences, making sure those movies find viewers beyond the big cities. It's all about using data to connect content and viewers.
Personalized movie delivery. Powered by AI crunching our viewing habits.
Yep, and getting smarter all the time.
Yeah, you mentioned India earlier being really active with AI in film. What's driving that? Seems like they're really leaning in.
They really are. There's a lot of energy there. Maybe a bit less hesitation than in Hollywood in some areas. Bollywood's definitely using AI for those big, impressive VFX shots, making spectacle more affordable.
Right, the budget thing again.
Yeah. And the regional industries, Telugu, Malayalam, Tamil cinema, they're using AI for things like dubbing and subtitles, crucial for reaching audiences across India and internationally.
Makes sense for a multilingual country.
Totally. And then you had that film, Love You, a Kannada film. It was promoted as the world's first fully AI-generated movie.
Julie AI. Like everything.
That was the claim. Every frame, every song, apparently 12 of them,
Yeah.
all the dialogue, crafted by AI, got a censor certificate, 95 minutes long. It was a real statement piece.
Wow. That's wild. Hard to imagine.
It is. And the Indian government is actually backing this push. The India AI mission has serious funding behind it, encouraging homegrown AI.
Government support helps.
For sure. And companies like Sarvam AI are building models trained on Indian languages, trying to capture that cultural context, which is vital.
But do they have the people to run all this AI, the skills?
That's the challenge. Lots of startups, lots of funding, but maybe a skills gap. So the government is also running programs like Future Skills Prime and YUVI to train people up.
So India's really building an ecosystem for AI and entertainment. But back to that secrecy point. Why are filmmakers so quiet about using AI generally?
Well, multiple reasons, kind of overlapping. One big one is definitely fear of audience backlash, like we talked about with the Ghibli thing.
Right. It's not real art crowd.
Yeah. Admitting AI involvement might feel like inviting criticism that it's somehow fake or less valuable, undermining the magic.
Okay. Fear of fans. What else?
Job fears. Plain and simple. The 2023 Hollywood strikes. AI was a massive part of that conversation. Writers, actors terrified that AI could eventually do their jobs, or at least parts of them, cheaper.
Justine Bateman called it automatic imitation. Right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
That phrase really captured the fear, this idea of churning out synthetic stuff that looks or sounds human, but lacks the soul, the creativity.
And deepfakes. That has to play into the anxiety, too, the potential for misuse.
Oh, hugely. We're seeing how convincing AI fakes can be. The danger for political manipulation, fake porn, stealing someone's likeness, it's scary, especially now. Which might be why the Motion Picture Academy is apparently thinking about making filmmakers disclose if they used AI. Transparency, you know.
A little label. AI was used in the making of this film.
Something like that. It all boils down to this debate. Is AI just a fancy mimic, copying patterns? Or can it be a genuine collaborator?
Andy Weir, didn't he say some jobs might just disappear?
He did, the Martian author. He suggested AI could make some creative roles obsolete. But the counterargument is that AI amplifies human vision. It's a tool, a powerful one, to achieve things you couldn't before, not a replacement.
A tool versus a threat. It's a tricky line. You mentioned CES 2025 again. What specific film tech using AI was making waves there?
Yeah, CES this year felt like AI for filmmaking really arrives. It wasn't just theory, it was actual products.
Yeah.
LG had these AI-boosted monitors promising super accurate color, critical for post-production.
Better screens.
Kilta showed off a system, the Chronos backing for the iPhone 16, basically turning your phone into a serious filmmaking tool, probably with AI smarts baked in for image processing.
When filmmaking getting serious.
And even gear bags. Nomadic had a Peter McKinnon sling bag designed for the modern filmmaker carrying all this integrated tech. It's permeating everything.
So the hardware is evolving alongside the software? It's everywhere.
Absolutely. And this isn't just a U.S. thing. You've got the U.S. AI Action Plan, India investing heavily, China's got powerful AI like DeepSeek, the UK hosted that AI Safety Summit. It's a global conversation, a global shift.
Okay, so the industry is buzzing, the tech is advancing globally, but how are we, the audience, actually feeling about it? Is there a consensus?
That's where it gets interesting. It's that audience paradox again. We use AI constantly in daily life, right? Smartphone cameras, streaming recommendations, navigation apps.
Yeah, they don't even think about it usually.
But when it comes to movies,
Yeah.
there's often this skepticism,
Yeah.
this feeling that cinema is special. It should be purely human art, not, algorithmic.
We hold movies to a different standard.
It seems so. But like we said, art forms always evolve with tech.
Eh.
And isn't it a bit of a double standard? People love Baby Yoda and The Mandalorian, right?
Yeah.
That involves serious digital puppetry and AI.
Totally. Adorable.
But then a fully AI-generated film, like Love You, gets viewed with suspicion, maybe even hostility. It's
Yeah.
like loving the cake, but hating the high-tech oven it was baked in.
Mm-hmm. The oven analogy again. Maybe we just need to see AI as another tool in the filmmaker's shed.
That's maybe the shift in perspective that needs to happen. It's not the villain automatically. It's how it's used.
So looking forward then, what's the landscape going to look like? Is AI just going to take over everything?
Take over. Probably not in the way people fear. But is it here to stay? Absolutely. It's inevitable now.
What are the big upsides?
Well, saving time, saving money. That's huge. It could genuinely open doors for more independent filmmakers, let more diverse stories get told, because the barriers to entry are lower.
Democratizing filmmaking. A big.
Potentially, yeah.
Yeah.
But look, no algorithm is going to come up with the idea for Schindler's List, right? Or capture the pure joy and energy of RRR. That comes from human experience, human vision.
The core creativity remains human.
Exactly. Someone in the industry called AI a co-pilot. It's there to enhance, not replace. I think that's a good way to frame it.
Enhance, not replace. So the big questions are,
Will filmmakers start being more open about using it? And will audiences, come to accept it? Or even embrace it as part of the craft?
because it's happening whether we like it or not.
Pretty much. The cat, as they say, is well and truly out of the bag.
Okay, so summing up, AI is basically woven into filmmaking now, way more than most people realize, often secretly,
Yep.
and it's got massive implications for creativity, for jobs, for what we see on screen, how we even find it.
Absolutely. And remember, cinema's always been about illusion, about magic tricks. AI is just the newest, maybe most powerful trick in the box.
So maybe the next time you're watching a movie, you could try to think about it. Where might AI have lent a hand, even subtly? Maybe knowing about it doesn't ruin the magic. Maybe it adds another layer. Makes you appreciate the whole complex process even more.
It definitely makes you think about what movie magic even means anymore, doesn't it? How that definition is changing right now, right in front of us.